Hey everybody, and welcome along to this week's edition of the Irish Golfer Podcast. It's Peter Finnan here. I'm joined, as always, this time remote again, by Ronan McNamara.
How are we?
You've a dose gone on this week.
I do. I literally just got over something, and then I picked something up then the end of last week again. So
Yeah,
I'm struggling.
struggling.
Don't know how many days I have left. This could be one of my last podcasts.
No, it's mad. It's like, it does feel like COVID in one way. Like, we're doing these remote the last 2 weeks and we can't get near golf courses. It's all a bit crazy the way the weather's gone the last month. And I think there's so many people out there just suffering from cabin fever, and it just feels like it's very COVID-y again. I just cannot wait for this weather to lift.
If the weather lifts, then it will be very COVID-y. The weather was great when COVID came along.
Yeah, I know. No, it is. It's mad. But like, there's courses up and down the country. I don't know. Did you see like the stuff in Wooden Bridge and stuff like that over the last week, and the floods and there's courses just being hammered out up and down the country. And then you see people online coming on about, and rightfully asking questions on, we're all paying our yearly subs and dues in our local golf clubs over the last couple of weeks for the season, like paying your subs. And it's tough to collect subs for a golf club when they've been closed the last month and a half. Like, we're not seeing much golf. So no, it's a tough time for the industry as a whole.
County Golf Club open, business as usual.
Swamp golf.
Carry on.
Swamp golf. Stuff. Yeah, nice little shameless plug there for the local club. But no, it is. No, hopefully, listen, we're due an uptake in the weather, an upturn in the weather, and the clocks. Like, I can't believe it's March next week as well. Clocks will be changing. So hopefully good news on the horizon with the weather, the timings, the longer evenings, and yeah.
There's no point having the grand stretch if we can't play 9 holes at 5:30 in the evening.
Exactly. It's only around the corner. But anyway, we'll get stuck in. This podcast is brought to you in association with Flowgas. Visit flowgas.ie for all their latest plans, which are
gas, solar, energy, electricity,
crack, dual fuel, EV charging, cylinders, and LPG. So he'll get it eventually. But if you are in the market for a new energy provider, or you're up for renewal over the next while, do check out Flowgas. Look at their plans. They have so many plans, like we're saying: gas, electricity, solar, dual fuel, EV charging, cylinders, and LPG. They have plans to suit you in all of your energy needs. So if you are up for renewal, do give them a chance. They support golf at every level. So do the same back for them, and you won't be disappointed with what they have to offer. So right, we've had a busy week. We've had our first Irish win of the season.
Yeah, getting it in early.
We're getting it in early.
Clocks haven't even gone forward yet, and we already have a winner.
We're racking up the winners. So we haven't even done our prediction pod, and we have winners. But no, we'll get stuck into that in a little bit. We're gonna go straight to the PGA Tour, I suppose. Like, it was a Siggy, first proper Siggy of the year. I suppose there was one earlier in the year, but it doesn't really count. Season's starting now. Riviera is always a nice time to get going. I got in. I really enjoyed watching this tournament. It kind of went a bit flat for 9 holes on Sunday, but like the whole way through, there was lots of storylines. There was lots of good storylines on it, and Bridgman comes and claims a victory, Jacob Bridgman. But yeah, I don't know. I'm leaving this with I'm delighted the season started, but at the same time, bit of a sour taste in my mouth. Don't know how you're feeling about it.
Why?
It didn't warrant all the. I don't know. It was an anticlimax for me.
It kind of was.
It was a bit of a damn squib. Like Rory tried, he couldn't get it going on the front nine. There's loads of angles we'll get into, but I'd started off by saying it was nice to see Jacob Bridgman fight back after what happened to him last week at Pebble. It's nice to see a new winner on the tour, but there's just not much to him, though, really, is there? He's not really a headline grabber. He got the job done. He was a bit boring, and I don't know. To start off with a 6-shot lead going into the final round, wins by 1, only man the top 25, not to break par. like shoots over par like that on a soft golf course. And he was lucky the greens hadn't quite dried out. He was far enough ahead after the first 3 days, like that no one really laid a glove on him, but he still kind of reversed into the finish line. I can't see that happening again this season. I can't see not him. I can't. I don't know how much you learn by winning like that. Is what I'm trying to get. Like he kind of cramped his way over the line, 12-footer on
Yeah,
the last, like
but
left it 3 foot short.
but until 16, like he was fairly mistake free on the back nine. He just hit a lot of like irons to 25 feet and trusted his putting, which really was the formula for what he did on Saturday. When you think about it, it was the same sort of approach. I don't really remember him firing at too many pins, but he would just roll puts in for fun, sort of like Jordan Spieth would have done 10, 11 years ago. And almost every putt was going 2 or 3 feet beyond the hole, if not more at times. And, that'll obviously come back to bite you on other occasions. But like he held almost everything that he looked at. And that was really what separated himself from the field, because ball striking wise, he wasn't the best. Struggled off the tee a good bit as well. And yeah, like I think everybody else behind him just got their charges going too late and eventually ran out of holes. And if this was a 20-hole round, I think we might have been talking about a different story. I think McIlroy was on the prowl and Bridgman was starting to get a bit nervy, even standing over that 2.5, 3-footer. I mean, I thought maybe there'd be a case of the shoves in there and he might bring us to a playoff, even though I wanted to go to bed. But no, like I enjoyed the tournament. I've never seen as many short putts lip out and as many putts from inside 10 feet not even scare the hole. And I think that obviously was something to do with the fact that the greens were fast yet soft. It was a weird, bobbly sort of Portumna kind of scenario there that you get on the West Coast. But for McIlroy, I think 12 months ago, we were looking at him coming into these big events saying you need to win one or two of these to, get you kicking into Augusta in however how many weeks' time. But I think now at the moment it's just about performance, and his ball striking was certainly as close to his best as it's been now for a few months now, because in Dubai he just wasn't really at the races in that regard. And look, he was 40th and 45th in putting over the weekend. It's clear to see why he didn't win the tournament. And yeah, I think Bridgman just about deserves it overall.
Yeah, like he did just about deserve it, but I'm just saying he kind of reversed into the win. It's not, you don't learn too much about winning and controlling a tournament the way he won it, but he still got over the finish line. Like, fair play to him. Delighted for him.
Made some big putts though on the back nine, you have to say.
Yeah, and I just wish Rory was able to put a bit of pressure on him on the front nine. That's all. It just didn't happen for Rory on the front nine. Bridgman kind of won it around a turn, 10, 11, 12. He threw in a few threes and separated himself, got himself far enough ahead. Like if there was 2 or 3 more holes in that tournament, I don't think he wins it. But there's not. And if the course was firm and a bit more fiery, I think Rory wins it. I don't think he gets away with what he got away with a little bit coming down the stretch there, Bridgman. But yeah, I'm going to tip my hat to him. Fair play. But there's just, I don't know. We're spoiled, but there's just not much to him. So yeah, it was a bit of an anticlimax for me. But it got going when Rory pulled the bunker shot and did bits like that,
because he wasn't going to hold anything on the greens. I mean, like on the front nine on Sunday, he missed 4 feet 8 inches for par, 6 feet for birdie, 7 feet for birdie, 10.5 feet for birdie, 11 feet for eagle actually on the first hole and all, which would have really, I think maybe even changed the tone of the day if that goes in so early on. And I mean, he just held absolutely nothing. I think even on Saturday he had 3 birdies and 2 of them were 2 putts.
Yeah.
So I mean, it was as frustrated on the greens as he's probably been for, I'd say, the guts of 2 years, because I'd say putting is one of his strengths.
Well, he didn't have a bad putting. It's mad. I would not put this down to, like, it's all about putting this tournament just gone, but it's not his putting. It was the greens more so, those Portumna greens. Like, there's lads missing the hole, like you're saying, from 3 and 4 feet, like not even touching the hole. They're just tricky. He'll be a different beast when he goes. The Florida swing kicks back in with the Cognizant this week. He'll be back out for the Arnold Palmer in a couple of weeks, and we will see then what hopefully is the more complete player on the greens when he has greens that are a little bit. There's a lot of luck involved in putting up Portumna, and like I'm looking at Rory's game, his bunker play was exceptional. His spin control for the last week, his wedge play, his ball striking, everything looks top class. He did kind of not. I was scratching my head a little bit as to why he's hitting these piss missile stingers on
Yeah.
Sunday. There was no need to. I don't know, was he just bored or he just wanted to try something different? Because like it's not as if the wind was up. It seemed flat enough, calm. Like they didn't have the red arrows flying across the screen like they did the week before over in Pebble. But yeah, he was hitting these little knuckleballs around. Even the drive he hit up 18, like it went like no more than 30 feet off the ground. I think he was as low as 22 feet looking at the TV graphics on the 12th or the 13th. I just wasn't expecting him to start pulling these piss missiles out.
Yeah, it was weird to watch considering like the course was soft, so you think there's really no need to be doing that. But yeah, no, like it's the funny thing about McIlroy is if he doesn't win, you don't really care because everything is just in preparation for Augusta, and that's the type of drive that you do need around Augusta. A nice little fairway finder when you're under the gun, and so I think that's pretty much really all he's looking to get out of it. He's like he said at the end of it, he did a little bit of a media thing. Said, "Yeah, I'm really happy what I got out of the West Coast swing." He played very well at Pebble Beach as well. He just had 4 bad holes that were just completely destructive. Again, you'd wonder where he would have finished had it not been for those, like 3 doubles and a triple. So I think McIlroy's game is in a really, really good spot. And we'll get on to Shane Lowry as well. Another man whose game I think is in a nice, quietly going about his business after what happened to him in Dubai as well a few weeks back.
Yeah, and Rory as well, like you're saying, last week in Pebble, what did he have? 2 doubles and a treble on the card. Like he only made 3 bogeys all week this week. So that's really positive signs.
Yeah, I suppose when you look at it like that way, he is keeping the mistakes off the card, and like those big numbers won't happen every single week. So in terms of bogey avoidance, he's been pretty close to perfect. I would go as far as saying, which is obviously, again, as you said, like really, really encouraging, because it'd be tough to beat. Even if you're not putting well, if you're not making mistakes, you're going to be tough to beat.
No, 100%, 100%. Yeah, Shane's an interesting one. He is simmering along nicely, putting in really good performances in. That's 2 back-to-back signature events now that he's starting to put weeks together and putting decent results together. By him, he's very close to throwing in a really, really good tournament. He does like this Florida swing coming up as well. So yeah, it'll be interesting couple of weeks for him.
The Cognizant this week owes him one. Still owes him one for what happened that time
with Seb Straka
and the rain.
Yeah.
But yeah, like he's in the field this week with Seamus Power, and he's definitely trending in the right direction coming in towards the Masters. And again, as you said, like he's the Cognizant, Bay Hill, and the Players 3 tournaments which he's had good success on without winning, which is unfortunately the story of the last maybe 3 or 4 years of his career.
Yeah, no, I'm looking forward to. I'm quite. It's going to be an interesting few weeks in the lead up, like an interesting month in the lead up to the Masters now with these big tournaments coming. It's hard to believe, like it's like we're about 50 days from the Masters now. Are you getting excited at all? Actually,
no.
Really?
No. I'm all about the next game. I'm all about the Cognizant. Said this before.
You're a disaster. You're an absolute disaster. I hope US Immigration are listening to this. He doesn't want to get in, lads.
That's why I'm not looking forward to it.
Keep him out again. Yeah, you're afraid of the airport every time you go back. You're curled up in the corner. No, don't talk to me. Don't look at me. But no, yeah, like there's, on the Bridgman side of things, fair play, not much to him. But yeah, let's see. I don't expect Bridgman now to kick on and be like win 2 or 3 times. And I don't know what you're like about it. Like he's a really good, accomplished player, but I don't see him being a dominant player over the course of this season.
Yeah, imagine we get 2 Chris Gotterups, because they're like best mates. They would have roomed together on the Corn Ferry Tour and everything. And like Gotterups obviously had a brilliant 12 months. Imagine Bridgman just goes and and does the same. But like one thing about Bridgman when he was coming down the stretch, he's a good man for doing a lot of gardening on the greens, isn't he?
Yeah.
And this is coming from me, and I don't know, do we people from the golf club listening, but like everyone who plays with me knows I'm a great man for brushing away grass, picking up little bits of sand from in your line of the putt and doing all sorts like. So
Yeah.
more often than not come away with sand in my fingers and dirt on my hands from just wiping away stuff from the greens. When I was watching him last night, I was like, Jesus Christ, it was so stressful looking at him do this.
Yeah, he strikes me as the type of guy that doesn't have a dog but picks up dog shit on walks. So yeah, no, I don't know. Yeah, listen. He's only 26 years of age. Like he's just another one of these guys. Like Scheffler came along, 26 years of age, could be 45. Just he's too screwed on. I don't know. Yeah, like we're kind of spoiled with the P. Reed, Anthony Kim revival, and then we get a smack of PGA Tour serving us up serving us up Bridgman for this last week. So yeah, I don't know. Let's see.
Though. Fear not. Patrick Reed's back in action this week.
He is. He avoided Kenya, but South African Open, he's back. But yeah, anything else to report on then from Riv?
No, just again, you mentioned Scheffler there and how screwed on, or for want of a better word, boring he can be. Again, when he starts poorly, it's compelling to watch him try and fight his way back. And the last two events he's done that. He has managed to get into contention. Probably would have won had he had better first rounds, but to see him fist pump and making the cut after like a 7-footer barely goes in on the 18th on Friday. It was again compelling to watch people battle to make the cut. I always think it is anyway, but to be 5 over after 10 holes, I mean, I'd be lying if I said I wasn't laughing at him.
Oh no, 100%. I'm loving it. I like he's just moany. Like you called him out on it a few weeks ago. He's doing everything that we hammered Rory McIlroy for 2 years ago or a year and a half ago, when he was getting off to these slow starts and then playing his way and then reversing himself into top tens. And like, it's so funny watching the American media covering this because they need someone to pin things onto. Scotty has been their guy over the last 2 years. And then when things aren't quite going his way, they're looking at things, okay, what record's got to do with Tiger? Can we pin him on now? Okay, these run of top tens that he's doing. And then thankfully that's gone now as well. But yeah, he's just, I don't know, the toys come out of the cot. I don't know, does he figure it out between now and the Masters? It's a hard one to do because his putting is actually okay. It's ball striking that is not up to scratch with him now. So that's what makes it funnier for me, that he's actually a good putter now with that mallet, and he has been for the last while, and it's ball striking, and he's not quite in control of his ball flight in his game. Like, there is some catastrophic shots in there that the like of Rory doesn't seem to have in his game. So, and I just love the way he's so petulant when it's not going well for him. I love watching him struggle. I don't know, that's bad, but yeah, I love seeing him in a bit of a shit show and trying to figure it out and not knowing, and then toys coming out of cod. I like this.
Yeah, like in round one, everything was just off the boil. Like he was 60-second putting, 56 and approached the green. And then for the final 3 rounds, he didn't get into the top 20 and strokes gained approached the green. I mean, there's stats gurus better than us, but I think you'd be going back a good few years to find the last time that happened to Scotty Scheffler.
Yeah.
It's great to see, but like, it does
long may it continue.
It does remind me a little bit about, I suppose 12 years ago or so, when McIlroy would start really quickly. He might go 64, 78, and no one knew what was going on. And he got into his head ahead of the Open Championship actually, and once he got over it, he had 3 wins in a row. So it's, for Scheffler at the moment, it's a trend rather than something to be concerned about. But like, if he say plays 2 of the next 3 events and starts slowly again, he will be getting questions about it at the Masters, and that'll probably be something he wants to avoid going down that week as well.
Even before the Masters, he'll be questioned on it next week. If he doesn't start well, I don't think he's in the cognizant field, but in the Arnold Palmer Invitational, like, again, if he gets off to a slow start, there is a lot of pressure on him, and pressure and a microscope like he wasn't before. I don't know, will the US media give him the same treatment that they gave Rory when he was going through his little start slow and throwing stats at him, but yeah, it's no, I'm loving it. Yeah,
Good old
I'm
hate watch.
good old hate watches.
It's like watching
That's it.
Arsenal. It's
Yeah,
like watching
exactly.
Arsenal.
Exactly. Our man Pengy up there as well, showing good signs.
Yeah, yeah. I'm telling you what, Ram can go and do one. Penge is the man.
Oh,
Penge is
listen,
the man. Man of the people around Portrush. Seeing him socialising with the locals, going in contention after 36 holes in the PGA Tour. He's the man.
don't worry, we'll get on to John Ram soon enough. But no, yeah, Pengy, get him in the team. Get him in the team. He is showing good signs though. It is good,
Yeah,
and
he is.
it's nice to see, especially in the lead into a home Ryder Cup, that we've someone over there. It's a pity. Like, he played with Bridgman. I think Bridgman had 64 Saturday, and Pengy had 74. So it
Yeah,
kind of
he was
threw him out
going
of tournament.
okay. Let it go then on the back nine a little bit. I think he 4 bogeys and 6 holes or something like that. And it's difficult when your opponent's holding pretty much everything and you just can't seem to get it going. Like, it does. It does get into your head at times.
Yeah. Then we'd Adam Scott doing Adam Scott things as well. And he loves that golf course. I don't know. Like, I just wish the only way I couldn't get the juices going when the tournament was in play, because I was all about this tournament as always for me, the start of the season. It's just they were just done in by the weather. I just wish it was firm, fast. Like that 10th hole, we didn't see half the drama you'd normally see on that, and all the changes that they've made around it. And so yeah, we were kind of robbed by the weather this year. But yeah, looking forward to Riv. Hopefully next year it's a fast and fiery Riviera, and we'll get a much different tournament, because it does. The golf course, the design does really lend itself to like carnage on some holes, and we missed that because it was so soft.
Yeah, yeah. But then again, like I feared with the rain we might get a 24, 25 under par round. And I'm kind of thankful we didn't get that.
Yeah. No, all good, all good. Anyone else catch your eye before we move on from Riv?
No, just there was a lot of there was like 10-minute period there on Sunday where so much happened. Graceman got a hole in one. Tommy Fleetwood had a slam dunk. McIlroy holds a bunker shot on 12, and then probably the funniest moment of all was Spieth watching it on the screen in the press area and just completely ignoring what was being said to him.
Yeah. I know, it was good. No, looking forward to now. Rory's not. Is Rory playing the Cognizant this week?
No, it's just Shane and Seamus.
Seamus Power. Good to see Seamus Power back. It'll be
Yeah,
interesting because he's off the back of a good result. These two Siggies got in the way, and then let's see if he can carry the form that he showed there 2-3 weeks ago into this one, because it's a big event to get it back into this Aon top 10 thing as well.
yeah, and he was going well at the start of the year in that Aon swing 5 or top 10. And then he just didn't play the waste management. Now, I wonder, was that maybe just to rest the body after, 18 months or 2 years of some injury woes? It could have been that, or maybe he just doesn't like the golf course. But worst case scenario is you play poorly and you're not in the Siggies anyway. So I was
Yeah.
a little bit surprised he didn't play 3 weeks ago.
Right. Enough of that. We had a winner this week. We go straight from PGA Tour to the Alps Tour, where Sam Murphy pulled off one of the up and downs of his life to hold off Rob Moran and clinch his maiden Alps Tour win, his maiden professional tour win on his tour debut in Egypt. You had him billed as the Egyptian king.
It's not Mo Salah, so it has to be someone else.
Well, he's far from a king these days. He got his new contract. That's it, done. But no, Sam Murphy. What an overall debut in the professional game. What a way to announce yourself.
Yeah, really, really good. Only 23, as you said. His first start as a professional, earned his card through Q School before Christmas as an amateur. Started the final round with a 2-shot lead over Robert Moran, so it was nice to get an Irish 1-2 there as well. And hit his approach into the 18th, just about avoided the hazard. And then he got up and down to win by 2 shots as well on 11 under. Like, this is a man who has had some serious injury problems. Like, he was in college in Grand Canyon University in Arizona. I think he was fit for maybe 2 of his 4 years there. Had 6 surgeries for multiple injuries, including arthritis in both ankles. Like, there was times he'd be showering, sitting down with the pain, crawling out of bed, all that sort of thing as well. And like, he had some pretty good results as an amateur, but never won, never got the chance to put a good run of form together. And yeah, he said before Christmas that his body feels the best it's ever been. So hopefully he can give professional golf a good run. But he was brought back down to earth today. He missed the cut in the second event of the season. So you probably learn a bit from like how much winning actually takes out of you and how you control yourself from, coming down from that high as well. But brilliant to see him win, and great to see an Irish 1-2. And at the early stage of the season, like you've two lads now in contention to get a Hotel Planet Tour card, which again would be great to see.
Right, well, I know you caught up with him earlier on and had a good chat, so we'll play that out now. Here's a nice chat that Ronan had with him earlier on today, and then we'll pop back on.
Okay, so joined on the podcast by the man of Irish golf at the moment. He got his first win on the Alps Tour last week at the Aim Bay Open on his professional debut and all. So if you're going to begin, you might as well begin in style. Sam Murphy, congratulations on the win. And I suppose it's nearly a week since. Has it sunk in yet that your brilliant start has led to a first win?
Yeah, thanks for being Ronan. But yeah, I suppose it has sunk in. Yeah, it was a massive start to my professional career. One that you wouldn't really think that would ever happen, that winning your first event. I suppose you're having these short-term goals of, okay, we'll just see what it's like out there and maybe make the cut, get a top 10. But yeah, to be able to get away with the win was amazing.
Yeah, and I assume you've no family out there with you at the moment, so I'd imagine when you come back to Portumna and Glenlow Abbey, there'll be a massive celebration.
Yeah, it's just me and just the rest of the Irish lads and Bartley Brown and stuff and mates and that. So we're just like hanging around every weekend playing cards and stuff like that. So yeah, no family out here, but definitely looking forward to getting home. I think that's the bittersweet thing about it, is you love to be able to celebrate straight away with friends and family and stuff. So yeah, I'll have to wait another week or so.
Yeah, and it was lovely to get actually an Irish 1-2 in the first event of the season. So you pipped Robert Moran to first place, and he's a man you'd know well from the amateur scene, I'm pretty sure. He's both shot rounds of 71, but it went the whole way to the 18th hole, the 54th hole as well, and you got a bit of stroke of fortune coming up the last there. Your approach to the green avoided a hazard, and as you described in your post-round reaction, you said it was one of the up and downs of your life, if not the up and down of your life, to get over the line for a two-shot win on 11 under par. So just talk us through, I suppose, the emotions and how you were feeling up until that point.
Yeah, I suppose like the whole, like, it was definitely, that final round was like the calmest I've been all week. I suppose in the first round you have them, okay, this is my first event as a pro, like you got some jitters going, but and then that second round, I suppose you get into this like flow state. I suppose then you do get a bit nervy because you know you're doing well, but yeah, I was in that flow state in the second round, so that was just like you're just pumped with adrenaline and you're shooting a good round, and then that final round, it nearly felt like playing a practice round at Rob. Like walking down the fairways and stuff, we're just chatting, and like it felt very casual out there. Which was great for me, like trying to go win a first pro event. You're playing one of your good friends, and I suppose like the thing with Rob is, yeah, he'll throw in a double here or there, but like you can never ever count them out. I knew that, and yeah, he goes and birdies 16, 17, and there's only one shot in it, and then Barkley doubles 18, and then that wind started to pick up as well. So 18 wasn't usually all week. It was a pretty easy fishing hole. Absolutely switched and turned into a bit of a brute then coming in. Yeah, and I did have a bit of fortune coming down the last. My ball missed the hazard, but I was in casual water, so I managed to get a drop and did have one of the best up and downs of my life, and then managed to roll in that 7 foot putt. The pip Rob was definitely a nice one, but it's great to see that like Rob coming second as well. That first and second is a great way to start season for me and Rob as well. I know he's been playing good all during the winter over in Spain, so I knew he had some form coming in here as well this week.
And now that you've got your first win, earlier than would have been expected, to be fair, but does it perhaps change your outlook on the rest of the season or your expectations in any way? Are you maybe going to be aiming a bit higher than just, consolidating yourself? You're going to try and reach for maybe one of those 5 Hotel Planet Tour cards? Has that entered the mind at all?
Yeah, I suppose like if you're looking at goals at the start of the year and going into this season, like it was great to be able to have a full schedule again and be able to plan a full year. Um, so yeah, if you're looking at goals, like yeah, that is your goal, is to top five at the end of the year. Hopefully, grab a win in there too. So which I've done that now. So it's yeah, you have to reassess and reset goals. But yeah, that's all you're here to play. For me, I'm gonna play all the events this year, so it's gonna be 20 events, and then yes, that's top five at the end of the year. Like that's the goal. And then go to the Hotel Planet Tour. I will do the Q School, the DP World Q School in August. Um, all going well. So yeah, but I suppose setting goals for the rest of the year. Yeah, I've checked off that win. And I know if you do get 3 wins, you go straight up to the Hotel Planet Tour. But again, you have to win 2 to get to 3. So yeah, like that's still a long ways away. Like if again, we're teaming up every single week, so take it tournament by tournament and just see where your golf takes you then.
Absolutely. And I suppose you were brought back down to earth this week in some way, missing the cut in the second event at the Red Sea Little Venice Open. But when you look at the cut line, it was 5 under par, and then the leader is on 13 under par after 2 rounds, and like it just shows the standard of golf is very, very good for people who might not know much about the Alps Tour. Like you do have to go low, and there's some ex-tour players still knocking around here as well, so the standard is quite high.
Oh, it definitely is. Like yeah, I don't think people understand that, and I don't think I understood that either. Like I played with Filippo the past 2 rounds. Like he played 10 years on the Challenge Tour and 2 years on the European Tour. Like these lads are well able to play. I don't know. I suppose it's the golf I was brought up with, and like the amateur golf we played, that 5 under wins tournaments. Um, and then you have to shoot 500 to make a cut around here. So yeah, I suppose that will just take a bit of getting used to for me. I'm used to, I suppose, like playing hard golf courses, and like when you do shoot 65, it's really, really good. Compared to like I shot 1 under in the past 2 days, and like you're middle of the field there, and you're going nowhere in that. But even if you're shooting 66, 68, like that is just sort of level par this week, and yeah, you're going to have weeks like that, and you're going to but you will have competitions where 68, 66, 65, like they're going to be really, really good scores. So yeah, I suppose I just need to find my feet a little bit more out here, and but yeah, everything's a learning curve for me. So we'll move on, and we'll tee it up again on Friday.
Absolutely. And you touched on amateur golf there. And I suppose it's fair to say that your amateur career was curtailed by injuries. Like you had 4 years at Grand Canyon University, was probably only realistically fit for 2.5 of those, undergoing 6 surgeries for multiple injuries, including arthritis in both ankles. And I suppose when you look back on from where you've come from that, you said before Christmas when we spoke, your body feels as good as it's ever been. Like you must be proud of how far you've come, and to be able to be in a position now to give, as you said earlier, 20 events, your full throttle.
Yeah, like I suppose like I always knew, and I suppose the support and team around me, like with Gary and my parents and stuff, like we always knew that like my golf game was there, and if I ever get this chance, or whenever I did have a chance to be fully fit and playing the golf that I could play, like yeah, I can go out and win tournaments, I can shoot good numbers. Um, yeah, so the past 5 years were tough, to say the least, but I suppose you would go through it all again. And looking back at it now, like I'm so happy, like we've been through it all. Like if you were to tell me even last September when I got my last ankle done in May, or even halfway my third surgery, saying that I'd win my first pro event, or if I'd even have a tour and a card in my very first year as pro, like I don't know if you would believe it. Um, so to be able to actually have all that, have a win already, it's been an absolute whirlwind for me. So, but wouldn't have done it without, I suppose, like I say, Gary, my parents, family, sponsors, Glenlow Abbey, my whole team, my gym coach, nutritionist, everything. Like, there's so many small parts that go into, I suppose, what I'm doing now at the moment. Like, it's a very, very busy, hectic schedule, and there's a lot of people doing a lot of stuff for me. So yeah, extremely grateful for all that.
Yeah, Gary Madden's doing a brilliant job down there in Glenlow Abbey, and there must be something in the water down there, Sam, because you caddied for your close friend Anya Dunning in an LETQ school, and she's under the tutelage of Gary as well. So it's brilliant to have two players, come from. Well, I know she's from Lahinch originally, but it's brilliant to see two players come from the same, I suppose, coaching background, if you want to put it that way as well. You're kind of
Yeah, I
sharing the
suppose like
journey.
yeah, yeah, like I was fortunate enough to be able to go out and caddy for Anya in Morocco, and like that was one of, like I've said to a lot of people, like that was one of my best moments on the golf course caddying for her. Like I didn't do much. Like, I was carrying a bag, and but to be able to see that and like witness all that. Like I did Q school a couple of weeks previous, but like the pressure level was pretty different at that stage, and like so to be able to see her and like what she did was like unbelievable. Gave me a lot of like motivation as well to be able to. Okay, she's going to be teaming up now this week in Australia, and I just teed up for my first week as a pro. So it's massive for Gary as well. And like we've been with Gary now for, I'd say, both of us, they go to between 10 and 13 years between us. So like to be able to just like all the hard work and effort and time Gary's put into us, and like results are actually now coming, and it's it's a special moment for Gary and all three of us. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, and your final event then of the Egyptian swing, I suppose you can call it, on the Alps Tour, takes place on Friday. But then you have a break then until the 9th of April. How will you spend that time?
Yeah, I suppose so. Yeah, we'll play next week, and then we'll have all of March off. So I suppose there'll be a bit of downtime. But I suppose you have to reassess on the past 3 weeks out here, the past three events, and what did I do well, what did I do wrong, and I suppose you'll have to find some time to actually like sit down and look back on what I did. It hasn't really fully sank in yet, just because we've just been so busy. But I suppose time at home with friends and family and Gary and stuff, you'll be able to realize what you've done. Um, but that month it'll be hectic, and then I suppose working out just weaning out the small bits that I've been doing wrong recently, and I suppose keep getting better at the good I'm doing, and yeah, that'll be it. And then off to Italy in April, and then back to Egypt then again.
Yeah, and the win really sets up the whole year as well. You must be excited with the possibilities. And in that, will you be hoping to get an invite maybe to the Irish Challenge in Castle, and maybe even beyond that, go one better and try and keep up your form and sneak into the Amgen Irish Open down in Doonbeg this summer as well?
Yeah, I suppose like I'd love to play the Irish Challenge clean. I suppose golf, like at the end of the day, golf does all your talking. So scores, numbers, results, like that's how you're going to get that invite. And luckily enough, I've started the year off really, really strong, put my name out there. But yeah, I need to keep the results up and keep pushing forward. And then yeah, there's a chance then leading Irish player gets into the Irish Open in Doonbeg, and that would be insane. I play a lot of golf in Doonbeg, and they treat me lovely down there. So that would be great. But be able to tee it up and clean would be savage in front of friends and family and Irish support. I haven't played in Ireland now for quite a while, especially just turning pro as well would be a special moment.
You might get Anya back on the bag down in Doonbeg. She knows that place well too.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, we'll see how our schedule's looking as well.
Good stuff. Have you actually got a caddy at the moment, or were you just logging your own bag there last week?
I just log in my own bag now. It's tough when you're out there for 3 weeks. Like you probably won't be. Not many lads have one out here, but for the Italy swing, I'm bringing someone, and then back here in Egypt, I won't have anyone. But then probably for the rest of the year, you will bring someone. Just
Hmm.
if it's going to help that small bit, especially with me and my body, like just someone just taking a little bit of weight off my back now will definitely help a lot. So yeah, it'll be someone there to talk to as well, and just make traveling and everything that bit easier. But it's great having the Irish lads out here anyways, so it's all been great so far.
Excellent. Well, we wish you the best of luck with that, Sam, and hopefully there's a couple of more trophies to come before the end of the season as well. And we wish you all the success now for this year and, of course, the future too.
Cheers. Thanks for being there, Ronan. Appreciate it.
Refreshing to hear. I wasn't aware of the injury. Like, being honest, I wasn't aware of too much about him. Name wise, knew where he was from, because he hasn't featured heavily in loads of the elite amateur events. He's obviously struggled with injuries and bits like that. I just didn't know much about him, and then for him to announce himself onto the scene with a win in his first pro event, great to see, great to hear. He seems to have a good perspective on things as well. He seems to be, his head's well screwed on.
Yeah, and considering what he's been through, he's a very confident guy. I mean, he nearly won the East of Ireland twice, and that's probably about it from an amateur point of view in Ireland. He's hopeful now. He's always looking ahead. He's really enthusiastic and optimistic about what can be done. As he mentioned there, he would love to get into the Irish Challenge at least, and if he can keep it going, maybe sneak his way into the Irish Open, because he holds membership down in Doonbeg or to some degree. But he's done brilliant work with Gary Madden in Glenlow Abbey, who coaches Anya Dunnigan as well. And he, as he said there, he was caddy for Anya at LETQ school. So it's a nice little story there as Anya gets her LET campaign underway this week as well. So nice to see, I suppose, people from who've struggled over the last few years come out the other side and, are able to show that, the good days and your best days are probably still ahead of you as well.
Yeah, it's so great because, we'd write down, if you were to give me a list of names a couple of weeks ago or get me to write down who will fare well, who'll done, I would have had Rob Moran definitely getting off to a fast start on Alps. But Sam, I just wouldn't have known enough about him, so the way to put him down and put him forward like that. But to come out, there's obviously something there if you come out and you win your first professional start like that, no matter what the tour, what the level, to come out and just put a field to bed like that. It just shows he's got a bit about him.
Yeah, he's got the game. He hits the ball a long way, and I'm sure people have seen in the pictures, like, he's really, really well built. So the body looks strong. So hopefully the injuries stay away and he can have a nice free run at pro golf, because we love an Irish winner. So it'll be brilliant to see other lads do well.
Yeah, no, definitely. Right, we will leave. Anything else on Alps that you want to hit on?
No, but I suppose from today's point of view, at the Red Sea Little Venice Open, very, very low scoring so far. 13 under par leads after 2 rounds. And from an Irish point of view, I think everybody missed the cut. So
yeah. Nothing to see here. Next week. It's all about next week. All about next week. Right, on to the DP World Tour. So we actually thought, I know it was this time last week when we were recording, we did not think that there was any Irish runners in this field. Mark Power snuck his way into the field, but Casey Jarvis wins the Magical Kenya Open. Nice win for him, but Mark Power showing really good signs. 67, 65, 66, 73. Gets himself just inside the top 50. Disappointing Sunday. Still gets 10 grand for his week's work and a nice few points. Positions himself well, but when you have 67, 65, 66 leading into a Sunday, 73 is the last thing you want to put in on payday.
Yeah, and a big learning experience there, which just shows you Sunday is the day that matters. It doesn't matter what you've done before. You have to shoot a good score on Sunday to make a bit of cash. But again, so many bright sparks. Only showed up on the Wednesday. Barely practiced the course. Maybe that's the key. Just rock up with the clubs and tee it up and see how you go. Going to the final round, he was 12th. 1 shot off the top 10, which would have got him into the South African Open this week. And only 5 shots off what could have been a life-changing win. But he'll be disappointed with the final round. But considering he hasn't been expecting to play until April, I think he'll be pretty pleased with how he fared this week. And he gave a good account of himself as well.
Yeah, definitely showed good signs, and yeah, from not seeing the golf course to go out and put 3 of those 4 rounds together is really, really good, and good signs of things to come when he does get everything together. So, yeah, we had interesting announcement as well. The DP World Tour during the week, during the tournament actually, or just after the tournament, DP World Tour granted conditional status to members to play in conflicting tournaments on Live Golf during the 2026 season. So the press release read, each member has accepted the conditions specified by the DP World Tour for the release, which include payment in full of all outstanding fines for breaches of the DP World Tour's regulations, participation in additional stipulated DP World Tour tournaments, as well as associated media activity and promotion, and withdrawal of all pending appeals. So the members who have been granted conditional releases are Laurie Cantor, Thomas Dietrich, Tyrrell Hatton, Tom McKibben, Adrian Moronk, Victor Perez, David Puig, and Elvis Smiley. Ominous name missing off that list.
GMAC.
Yeah, GMAC. Yeah, GMAC and Sergio. No, like, I don't know. Yeah, like, it's what is John Rahm at? I don't know. I can't work it out. So, firstly, this is a welcome. I think this is good news. Anyway, the overall, we'll get into the Ram situation in a minute. It's really good for those players. I like that the DP World Tour is actually trying to deal with this in a common sense manner. The lads can pay their fines, withdraw their pending appeals, and then participation in additional stipulated DP World Tour tournaments, like the like of Tyrrell Hatton, that would be headlining any event he tees up in. It'll be great to see him play in some of the lesser fields, because it's been pillaged by the PGA Tour, our fields, and this side of the Atlantic, so it's good to see guys like him and McKibben and even Laurie Cantor, after what happened to him last year, and Elvis Smiley, get a chance to tee it up on DP World Tour events as well, and play in events that they probably wouldn't have played as part of their schedule.
Yeah, I'm just happy that McKibben is on the list.
Yeah, no, it's good.
That's all I really cared about at the time. But yeah, it puts Ram's Ryder Cup involvement in it there next year definitely into doubt. Like, he's clearly just turned down the deal. Maybe he wants a different deal compared to everybody else. I don't know. I've never warmed to Ram. I think he's hard to like, and this obviously just doesn't help his cause either. And like, he hasn't been a great supporter of the DP World Tour since he's gone to Live. Like the likes of McKibben, Hatton.
Well, since he's gone to the PGA Tour, even
Patrick Reed as well, have all come back and played, as often as they can. So I don't know. I just don't think it paints a good picture for Ram, and I've heard he's hard to like as well at times. So it doesn't really surprise me.
Yeah, feck him, cut him off, get Pengy in,
get Pengy in.
I'm happy. But yeah, it's just, I don't know, is he banking on Liv going bust by the end of the year or something before the qualifications start? It seems to be a gamble. Like you said, yeah, you hear also. It highlights, I suppose, and now it makes sense. Rory McIlroy a couple of weeks ago pretty much throwing the lads under the bus when he was talking about money. This was obviously all gone on at that time when he was talking about, there's guys that were given out about the US team being paid and how much it means to them to play in the Ryder Cup. Well, we've 2 guys that can put their money where their mouth is. You now know what Rory McIlroy was getting at. He knew this was coming, and he obviously knew John Rahm was throwing the toys out of the pram, and just decided, you know what, fuck him.
Yeah, it is disappointing to see from I suppose a European point of view, and what we think we stand for as European fans, and what the Ryder Cup is, and it just, John Rahm might as well be American if he's going to take that sort of a stance on things. But he's been very non-committal regarding his future on Live, and then now, of course, it was Ryder Cup future as well. He hasn't really said anything. He's just given the usual
political answers.
Towing the party line, really. With everything, to be honest. So at some stage he's going to have to, at least put some clarity on what his future is. Yeah,
like, it's not a money orientated decision, obviously, because he has all the money in the world. He's just come off probably the biggest sponsorship deal in the history of golf. Signing for Liv, he got, I don't know, anywhere from $300 to $500 million, depending on what you want to read. Like the fine is probably 2 to 3 million that he'd have to pay. There's obviously a principle of some kind that is really getting in his way of doing this, because I don't think it's a money scenario. I don't think he's that way inclined, but I don't know. Sometimes actions speak louder than words. But
He joined Live. Of course, he's that way inclined.
yeah, yeah, it's a very valid point. It's a very good point. But like, yeah, he did that for his family.
For Kepa.
For Kepa. No, it's it's a strange one. I don't know. Like it doesn't make sense to me, but I'm hoping he comes out with a valid explanation as to why, because the next time he does have a mic popped in front of his mouth and a camera there, I'm hoping he actually comes out and tells us some of the truth. I doubt it will be the case, but yeah, to me it just seems like he thinks he's a little bit more clever than he is, and he's banking on Liv going bust between now and the end of the year, which could easily happen, and he could be made look. But even if that did happen, he'd still have to pay the fines. I don't know. It's something of the principles after pissing him off, but it's not a good look. And yeah, if he keeps down this line, will he be missed? Yes. Will the Ryder Cup still be a massive success without him? Absolutely yes. So I think he feels he's a bit too big for his boots. At present, he's, I don't know, over. Wouldn't be the first professional golfer on the planet to overvalue his own self-worth. So, the Tour and the Ryder Cup are bigger than...
Can Europe still win without him?
Absolutely, yeah.
And Matt, now there's a space opened up for Matt Wallace and he still won't get in.
Yeah. Oh, stop. Yeah, it opens up a space for McKibben. Could be Legion 13 just swapping it around.
Could be,
so, yeah. Good tactical move. Right, anything else from that, or we go straight to roundup?
Leona Maguire was back on the LPGA Tour at the weekend, so she did pretty well. 72, 67. No, 67, 72, 67, 72. Sort of middle of the pack again, which is where she's been for the last couple of years, really. But Titical getting the win on home soil there in Thailand. And yeah, like, good. There are big events over there in Asia on the LPGA Tour. And I see Stephanie Meadows actually going to be playing in the Chinese event in, I think, 3 weeks or so. So
that'd be interesting.
In action there. And then it goes back into America, where Lauren Walsh is actually on one of the entry lists. So it's not too long now until she makes her debut. So it's all sort of starting to tick along now, and everything's coming thick and fast.
Sarah Byrne, did I read she'd picked up a bit of an injury recently?
Yeah, it sounds like she just like slipped and fell coming out of the gym, and she's on ligaments in her elbow, and she didn't clarify how long it would be, but it sounded like it would be most of the season, if not all, she's going to miss.
Wow.
Which is just terrible news, really. I felt really bad after reading the statement, because she worked so hard to fight through her rookie season, played on two circuits, didn't work out, made the brave decision to come back to Europe, and then did really well to keep her card in the end, and looked like she had the bit between her teeth coming into this season. And yeah, just golf's going to have to take a back seat for a little while.
And what way does that work on the LET then? Can she hit pause? Does she get a medical pause exemption and then just picks up this time next year if she is gone for the season, or do you know?
Oh, my mic was off. Sorry, I was coughing. Yeah, I'd imagine she gets some sort of exemption. But I'm not 100% sure. I couldn't find it when I was looking for it over the weekend.
Okay. Yeah, it's a bit raw to be going ringing her as well and seeing what's the story with when you're back. Yeah, no, that's it. No. Other things on Roundup I see today, Royal Portrush confirmed to host the Amateur Championship next year as well. Really good move. Another big championship coming to the island.
Yeah, and good to see it being played over two courses as well, the Dunluce and the Valley, because we played the Valley there last year. Last year. It was class.
Yeah, no, really good.
Like, I like to see the North's qualifiers played over the two courses as well. I think it would really add to the tournament, getting the Valley back to the stature that it was once at. So that's a good move for the club. Yeah,
and the Valley course as well. Like, we released our Irish Golfer Top 100 this week as well. Royal Portrush actually came in at number 1. I think the Valley came in at new entry after the work they did straight at number 33, and probably would only go one direction. It's a really, really good test, and really, really it's a great test of golf. Really nice land, proper links, and it'll only go from strength to strength. So yeah, I'm all with you. It's good to see championship all on the one footprint of one site and no travelling in between. And hopefully we're close to a Portmarnock decision as well. Like I'm hearing it'll be between now and the Masters. We'll get an update from the R&A as to when, not if, it's when the Open Championship will be announced for Portmarnock Golf Club. So fingers crossed on that one.
Yeah, 100%. And just before we move on, the LET's back in action this week at the Ford Women's NSW Open, which I presume is New South Wales down in Australia, at Wollongong Golf Club. Anya Dunnigan making her debut with Anna Foster as well. So they're both down there this week.
Perfect. Well, I think we're straight on to heroes and villains then, before you cough up a lung.
Yeah, moving on quickly.
Right, Gary Player, villain of the week. I've only one nomination. Well, I kind of have two, but I've got the Scotty Scheffler gripe off me chest earlier on. The thing I was close to putting him in, but so I've only got one. It's John Ram for me. I don't know what he's at. I've went through it earlier in the pod. No point digging it up again, but easy villain of the week for me, considering what the DP World Tour are offering, and no idea why he's turned it down. I don't know. Do you have anyone to nominate?
No, I had John Ram as well.
Perfect. In consensus. Done. The Gary Player here, villain of the week. The Paddy Harrington hero of the week then. I know you don't do winners, but I had Sam Murphy down because it's a different type, like to come fresh out of the amateur scene, first pro event out, and to go out and do what he did and to execute how he did. He showed from start to finish what sort of a quality player he was. So yeah, I'm all for Sam this week.
Fair enough. I've gone for
Don't be throwing another medical emergency at me here now. Don't be.
No, I won't. I've gone for Njoroge Kibugu of Kenya.
Right. Okay.
He eagled the last to make the cut at his home open, and it was a big crowd around the green as well, and the noise was unbelievable. It was as noisy as the Live Adelaide. They love to hear that.
There was more people watching it than watch Live Adelaide on TV. I didn't see any of that. Now I didn't see it all. They always throw these African tournaments, though. Always throw up a local that does something, or rags to riches story, or something that is a big lifetime achievement. And yeah, that's what they're for. It's growing the game down in that region. Yes, we get the sort of staple of the tour going down there and competing, but aside from that, it's local access, get the amateurs from that region involved, and then if there's any pros as well. So it's good. I didn't see that, but yeah, he's not getting hero of the week for making a cut when Armand's after winning a tournament. But he gets an honourable mention.
He gets a HM.
Yeah, exactly. Right, I think that's it for the week, is it?
I think so.
Nothing else to hit on?
No, that's all she wrote.
Right. We will be back this day next week, hopefully with another Irish win.
I had another villain actually.
Go on, who?
The minister fella, what's his name? O'Donovan.
Go on, I'm liking the sound of this.
Patrick O'Donovan.
Go on. You're going to meet him tomorrow in the Aviva with Harrington.
People think I'm going to meet Harrington. I'm going to meet this fella, this absolute cod.
What did he do?
He just said, we should withdraw all funding for AstroTurf pitches in the League of Ireland, and I'm not going to pay for the damage caused to the one in Dundalk. It's his first ever League of Ireland game. Probably never even saw football in his life. Made a massive vlog about how much he enjoyed the experience, and goes on national radio just completely slating Irish domestic football and saying, this is an absolute public safety hazard. But then, no, Ireland and Israel should go ahead as planned, no problem. But League of Ireland should be behind closed doors. There should be bans for fans. Clubs should be getting fined and all sorts, and should be cutting funding. So
the Drogs tried to burn the Astro.
It'll grow back. That's what all the Dundalk fans said.
It doesn't grow back.
Our pitch is as good as grass, they said, so it should grow back.
No, the Drogs were out of line there.
Patrick O'Donovan is my villain of the week, actually.
Oh, you're still overruled. John Rahm gets it over him. He gets the clown of the week thing, actually. You brought that in last week.
He gets the clown of the week, yeah.
That's it. You brought that in.
Phil Mickelson clown of the week.
The Phil Mickelson clown of the week goes to your man from the Doll there talking about the pitches. Right. That is a wrap. Anyone that stuck around listening to that rant, fair play. And we'll be back again next week. If you are looking, actually, Irish Golfer Event Series, we added 2 new events to the schedule. If you have a look, irishgolfer.ie/events, we added Jameson Golf Links there this time last week and Ross Lair, both happening in April, in early to mid-April. So have a look at them on the website. We have, I think, 18 events up there now for the season. So nice schedule has come together if you're interested in playing some really good competition with some really good prizes up for grabs, all split into proper handicap categories. So irishgolfer.ie/events. We will be back next week. From me, Pete, and from Ronan, thanks for tuning in, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye.